Let's welcome back in political science professor Doug Koopman this morning. Now, Doug, let's address one of those moments that raised a lot of eyebrows last night when Chris Wallace asked the president if he would denounce white supremacy. Let's take a listen.
But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
Who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by.
Now, Doug, that stand by comment definitely has folks talking this morning. Now, what did you think about the president's choice of words?
Well, it was one of his more uncomfortable moments of the night because he's calculating, I don't want to endorse this group, but on the other hand, I don't want to be caught in this box. And so it was an awkward and very defensive and half-hearted condemnation or caution to them to stand back and stand by, which is easily taken as a sort of indifference.
Now, did Vice President Joe Biden, did he miss out on an opportunity to pounce on that situation, Doug?
Well, I think Joe Biden missed out on a bunch of opportunities. My sense of the Biden campaign and for Vice President Biden was that he had a few lines that he wanted to use, and he wasn't really having a line to use in that conversation. And I think he thought, well, if my opponent is very awkward at the moment, I don't want to interfere with that awkwardness. I just let that play out and let him embarrass himself.
Now, you've seen a lot of debates in your time. How does this compare to debates you've seen in years past?
So this is the worst debate, I think, since I've seen 2 3-year-olds argue, to be honest with you. If you wanted to watch to get substantive information about a policy issue, if you wanted to get a sense of what the next 4 years might be like under President Trump or under former Vice President Biden, it really was hard to get any factual information that was helping you to make a distinction between the two.
Now, you've seen just people on both sides kind of arguing left and right, and then you see these two leaders also arguing the entire evening. What does this say about our current political climate?
Right. It says a lot of bad things about our current political climate. I think my large takeaway is that there's a certain amount of chaos and lack of control at the national level for what's going on. I mean, the interesting thing about the approach to the virus is that a lot of localities and a lot of states have taken charge and done reasonably well. We can argue about in a partisan way or another way, but local leaders have stepped up and state leaders have stepped up, at least to try to take responsibility and to manage the crisis. And this debate just illustrates that Washington seems paralyzed with partisan recriminations. And so that's the feel of American politics this year, that what Washington does could be relevant, but it doesn't really seem to be relevant because they're just yelling at each other.
Doug Koopman, political science professor at Calvin University. Thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you soon.
You're welcome. Thank you.